Alrighty. Okay, so there's the first question. See, last time it gave us the regular question. See, it's a different order. So we'll do that. I think we went over one like this one, but we'll go over it again. What is a standard score? In other words, a z-score. Standard score is blah, 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 and I think it comes out the standard score is the number of standard deviations that data value lies above or below the mean. And I think we said this one right here. Last time it was D, I think, but it's the only one that has two things in what? In the numerator. Okay. Next. In MyLabs Plus, upon completion of all assignments at the end of the semester, when everything's terminated and all you have is the final and you turn in the final and everything's done, what will the grade book give you? D. Answer that 4 times so you can email me at the end of the semester and ask me where's your final grade. All right? Do this one. It says, use the normal distribution of IQ scores, which has a mean of 95 and a standard deviation of 19. So that means draw a picture. That right there means draw a picture. And the following table with the standard scores and percentiles for normal distribution to find the indicated quantity, 114. So draw a picture and find 114. Y'all tired of drawing pictures yet? Okay, 100 plus 19 would be 119 minus 5 is 114. And 114 plus 20 is 134, would be 133. Y'all check it. 95 minus 20 is 75, but that'd be 76. And 76 minus 20 is 56, so that'd be 57. Now, we all know 2.5, 13.5, 34, 34, 13.5, and 2.5. Now, 114 is right here. So by the empirical rule, we can say that 114 is going to be equal to 34 is 68, 68 and 16 is 84, is around 84%. Does everybody agree with me there? Now, that's not what they want because they want you to do a z-score. So, z-score at 114 is equal to 114 minus 95 over 19. It should be 1. Does it come out to be 1? So you pull up your handy dandy. Now, you can do your calculator also. What do they want? Above or what do they want? Greater than. So they want, take my handy dandy blue marker. They want to know this percentage right here. Now, if you use your calculator, you want to go second, bars, is it normal CDF? Normal CDF, and then which way do we read? Left to right. So that'd be 1 to what? 999. And that should give you an answer. So somebody check your calculator right quick and do second bars, normal CDF, 1 to 99, and tell me what you get. Just give me 4 digits. I heard, think it's
15.87.
15 point what?
87.
15.87. Thank you. So that'd be 15.87. Well, let's check our empirical rule. What's 84 from 100? 16%. So by the empirical rule, we say that the right-hand side is 16%. Is that about what we got right here? Yep. Now let's check the table. All right, find 1. 1 is right here. So it says 84.13. So by the table, it gives us 84.13, but that's equal to what? The left-hand side. So we got to do 100 minus 84.13. And somebody tell me what that gives us. 17 point what? 87? So there's 3 things there that should tell you whether you're correct or not. Now, will they always be the same digits? No. What did I just do? Will it always be the same digits? No. The empirical rule is always going to be a what number? A whole number, Hubert. That's right. Why? Because you're only dealing with what? Whole numbers here. You're only dealing with 100%, and you only got 100% divided into 6 areas. You're not going to be dealing with a lot of decimals. Okay, so the empirical rule is always going to come out to be the whole number. This one is the most what? Accurate. The blue, which you use your calculator, is going to be the most accurate. And of course the table is going to be the second to the most accurate because it's only got so many values in the table. Okay, so my suggestion is use the empirical rule to get you in the right area, common sense wise, so you can check your work, and then either use the table or the calculator to verify that. Now it says round to 2 decimal places, so we're going to say 15 point, that's supposed to be a 15, not 17, I'm sorry. I just saw that. I thought it was a 15. Now you're going to see me write with a mouse, which is not going to be pretty at all. There, 15.87. 15.87. So take our handy dandy mouse and go 15.87. Next. When is the week of finals? A. So 4 times you're going to answer that question and ask me when the finals are. Right? All right, try this one. This is a gimme question. You shouldn't miss this one. The histogram to the right shows times between eruptions of a geyser, blah, 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 blah. Over the histogram, draw a smooth curve. What does it look like?
You have a work email.
Draw a smooth curve. It has a symmetry about it, so I would say one peak, symmetrical. I'm not going to say it's right skewed, because no, I think it's going to be C. That could be open to interpretation, but I'm going to say it's C. Because there's no data, there wasn't any data on, it didn't give us the middle. Okay, it didn't give us a mean or median, so I'm just assuming that that was just all the data. Decide whether the following statement makes sense or not. The height of male basketball players at a local college are normally distributed with a mean of 6'3" and a standard deviation of 3 inches. Make sense or not? Yeah. What would not make sense? Is a standard deviation of 3 feet. Yes. Okay? Unless you're dealing with kids versus adults, then it'd be different. Okay? That'd be a standard deviation of 3 feet. But anything over a foot here probably would be not sensitive. Now, what if you were doing presidents? Height of presidents. Would that be close? Probably not. Or teachers, or something where the height was not an advantage. Okay? Next. Where is all of Hubert's tests and homework done? The kitchen. Kitchen's the best place. Scores on the quantitative portion of an exam have a mean of 560. Draw a picture. That's what that means. So go ahead and draw a picture and write the numbers down, because I'm not going to draw a picture until y'all calculate the numbers, because I ain't going to try to do it. Assume the scores are normally distributed. What percentage of students taking the quantitative exam, blah, 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 above 592? So this is just like the one we did, only it's got bigger numbers. Scored above. So you want the right-hand side. So 563, and give me the two numbers to the right.
710 and 857.
And give me the two numbers to the left.
416 and 261.
Thank you. Now it wants to know 592. Oh gosh, we don't have a 592 down here, so we might as well just quit, shouldn't we? Because we don't have any idea. Well, 563 to 710 is 147 or 150. Half of 150 is what? 75? So 75 added to 63 is going to give you what? 658? Something like that? Somebody check me. Add 75 to 63. What do you get?
138. Is it?
75 to 563.
No, 563.
Yeah. What do you get?
638.
678?
638.
638.
You
Okay.
have a work email.
All right, now half of 75 is what? 37? 37.5? We'll just say 37. Add 37 to 563.
600.
So 600 is right about here. Everybody with me? So, that's a quarter. This is a half. This is a quarter. So I'm going to use a little bit of common sense. 2.5, 13.5, 34. And somebody take 34 and divide by 4. What do you get? They go 8.
You said
Round about?
8.
8's good. That's 42 and 16. What's 42 and 16? 58?
Yeah.
So I'm saying, by common sense, this is 58%. by the empirical rule. Everybody with me? So therefore, by the empirical rule and my eyeball, I'm going to say this is around 40 what? 42%. Now that's common sense, and that's just to say, okay, now let's change it to a z-score and see what we get. So, here we go. 592 minus 563 over 147. Well, 592 minus 562 is what? 30. So this would be 29. Somebody help me out. Yes. So that'd be 29 over 143.
I think it's 147.
I'm sorry, what?
147.
Oh, thank you. Where did I get 143? I suck. I'm a failure. Damn notions. 147. I actually had a student in my 8 o'clock class this morning, 9 o'clock, and I said something about the Russians. They said, why do you talk about the Russians all the time? I can't believe somebody is that far in the dark. I really cannot believe that there's somebody that far that just doesn't watch any TV, any news at all. Anyway, 30 over 150 is what? 30 over 150 is 1/5, which is what? 2/10? 2/10. So, what does this come out to be? What z-score does it come out to be? 29 over 147. What do you get? 0.1973. Well, there, I got 0.2. What is this round to? It's a miracle. All right, look up the z-score of 0.2. Or if you use your calculator, we'll do the calculator in blue again. Second, bars, normal CDF from 0.2 to what? However many nines. Somebody give me that. I said at the beginning it's going to be around 42%. What does it come out to be?
42.18.
It's a miracle. Now let's take our handy dandy table and find us a 0.2. Point 2 is 57.93. See there? Everybody see that? 57.93. But that's the right hand side. 57.93. 50. How many times do you have to hit it, board? 5 or 6 times? Is that sufficient? 57.93. But that's just the left hand side. So we have to find the right hand side. That's going to be 1 minus 57.93, which is going to be 42 cents and $42.07. Check me.
Yeah.
So, look at these two. Are they identical? No, they are not. Will there be a variance in your answer? Yes. If I put 42.07 in here, or if I put 42.18, it will have a variance in there showing, it'll have a tolerance in there. Because some people don't have a calculator, and some people use the calculator over the table, so they have to take that into effect when they program the answer in here. Or it's going to say round to the nearest whole number, which would be what? 42%. Next. in your grade book to find, that should be to find your final grade after you have completed all your homework assignments, which should you choose? Cookie, Hubert sucks, overall grade, or butter? I was watching a thing of SpongeBob, and it's one where Patrick was holding a thing of butter, and that's where the butter came from. I don't know where the cookie came from. All right, next. Does Hubert replace your lowest test grade with your final exam grade? Only one answer. Okay, it's not supposed to ask all these at one time. I think y'all know that one. Come on. When is the last day of the semester? It's only one in December. If you look at your overall grade one day and it has decreased from several days ago, what has happened? Hubert and Russia have conspired against you. I like that one. All right, do that one. The set of data items is normally distributed with a mean. Draw a picture. Oh, no, you don't have to draw a picture here. This one is the one we did the other day. All you got to do is convert it to a z-score. So convert 136 to a z-score. So that should be pretty simple for you. (136 minus 120 over 16). 136 minus 120 is what? 16. Now y'all should get that right. If you get it wrong, don't what? Don't tell anybody. Oh, I didn't know I could check my answers. Why does Hubert not entertain extra credit, extra points, dropping any grades during the final weeks of the semester? Because he wants me to fail and live in the ditch. I'll take that as an answer. I will take that one. That's it. That's the only one I'll take besides A. Okay? What's the percentages? A. Why is it A and not D? D doesn't equal 100. Duh. When does the homework terminate? It's supposed to before test starts, but I'm a little laxed on that. All right, this is your empirical rule. We went over this the other day. Empirical rule. So it might behoove you to draw a picture. Unless you're just one of the people that know it all. It looks like somebody's been drinking something in here, like with a martini or something with olives on it. Huh? Oh, gross. Liberal might wear off on me. Ugh. I went to Starbucks one time. That was the last time I walked into it. That was 3 years ago. I went to get a gift card for my daughter, and I said, "Oh hell no, I'm not going back in that place again." Yes.
About the guy that got attacked in Starbucks. I think it was like a couple or something like that.
Why?
There's a guy that went in to rob Starbucks. And he was like a younger guy. The older man came in and started attacking him with the chair. And so the guy that was robbing the place took out a knife and stabbed him. the guy was able to fight him off and got the knife from him and stabbed him 17 times and now he's getting sued. Yeah,
Wait, who's getting sued?
the guy
The
that,
guy that saved everybody.
Who's doing it?
I guess the parents of the mother said, that was just too excessive. I was like, oh, your son is going after him to go rob Starbucks.
Well, I would say something, but I'm not gonna say anything, okay? I just stay out of Starbucks. There were so many hippies in there, I couldn't handle it, I had to leave. $80, $100, $120, negative 60, and 40. Now, 2.5, 13.5, 34, 34, 13.5, and 2.5. Now remember, if they carry more than 3 standard deviations, you might have to change this 2.5 to what was it, 2.2 and 0.3 or something like that. Somebody check that for me. If they go to 3 standard deviations. Huh? I went over that the other day with y'all, didn't I? For those who paid attention, right? Or I might have went over it with the 120s, I don't know. Okay, look in the empirical rule, and there might be another chart that goes to 3 standard deviations. If it goes to 3 standard deviations, and that 2.5 turns into a what? I'm pointing at it, y'all. 2.2. And then this out here becomes what? 0.3. What's 2.2 plus 0.3? 2.5. So sometimes they carry it to 3 standard deviations. I don't know if this one's doing it or not, but I don't think it is. So you don't have to worry about it. So, first one says the percentage of scores less than 80. Well, what is that? 50%. The percentage of scores greater than 100. 16. And the percentage of scores between 40 and 100. 68 plus 13.5 is what? 81.5? And that's nothing but the empirical rule. Now, what if they said the numbers of students less than 20? What would you say? Less than 20. 8.3. Because 20 is your next what? That's right here. See, if they took it to 3 standard deviations and put a 20 there, they said less than 20, then that would be what? 0.3. What if they said more than 140? What would you say? 0.3. This is sometimes. Usually they don't carry. I don't remember if it was y'all last time or it was the 120 class. There was one in there that carried to the 3 standard deviations. It might have been the 120 class. I don't know. Because y'all are covering the same thing. So 50, 16, and 81.5. Next. A set of data values, okay, draw it. Give the standard score and approximate percentiles for 51.25. Oh, me oh my. $50, $55, $60, $45, $40. And it says, give the standard score approximate for 51.25. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 51.25 would be right in there somewhere. So we know again, this is 50, and 34 divided by 4 we said was 8, 58%. They said 58%, so that would be about where we wanted, 58%. I say 58%. It's going to be a little bit more than that, so I'm going to say 59 or 60% is what probably is going to be the answer. But we got to turn 51 into a z-score. So 51.25 minus 50 over 5. Right?
Yes.
And that comes out to 1.25 divided by 5. Well, how many quarters are in $1.25? 5. So 25 cents is your answer. So now, if you're using the calculator, you're going to put second bars, normal CDF, and you're going to go from negative 999 to what? 0.25. Why? Because they're not asking for greater than, they're asking for the percentage up to that point. That's why. Now, if you use the table, you don't have to subtract it, you just got to find it. What'd I say? 0.25, 0.25, 59.87. 59.87. So by the table, it's 59.87. Somebody give me the score with your calculator. What'd you get?
0.5987.
50, same thing? So in this case, it's going to be 60%. The standard score is 0.25. They're asking you for the z-score. So you would say 0.25. And the data value is at they want a whole number, 50 or 60th what? Percentile, because that's 60. It says round to the nearest whole number. Question. Next. All right, I think this is the one we left off on the other day. I might be mistaken. Looks like we got some kind of a slope going like that. So that's a negative slope. It's pretty strong. In other words, for a 2,500 pound car, your gas mileage is around 27 miles to the gallon. For a 3,500 pound car, it's about what? 17 miles to the gallon. So there's a pretty strong what? Correlation. I would say B or D. So which one is it? B, because it's going left to right what? Down. Select the correct below. Heavier cars get higher gas mileage. Heavier cars suck on gas mileage. Which one is it? Okay, Hubert. C. Thank you, class. Appreciate the interaction. Makes the class go by a whole lot faster. The salaries of all governors. Quantitative or qualitative? Quantitative. Because what do you do with money besides spend it? Count it. You don't measure money. The only thing that's, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of discrete. I'm sorry. Quantitative you count. Qualitative you don't. You look. It's qualitative. Blondes, brunettes, redheads. Okay, do this one. I don't think we did this one. Or did we? Yeah. This was number 1 on the last problem we did, on the last test we did. I'm going to put it into the spreadsheet so I can work on it while y'all are copying it down. I'll blow it up a little bit for you. There you go. What's the first thing you're going to do? So I'll do that for you. Get this stupid thing out of the way. Data. Okay. And we got to have the groups. We got to get the groups. 76 to 79. 76 to 79. I did hit record, didn't I? I think I did. 76, 79. And that means we're going from 80 to 85. Somebody 80 to 85. And then 86 to 89. 90 to 95. 96 to 99. Is that it? Yep. All right, 76 to 79. How many? 2. What? Sorry. $80 to $85. 6. 86 to 89. 3. 90 to 95. 4. And 96 to 99 should be 4. And that's how you do that. Now they're going to ask for so how many's in the whole group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So for the relative frequency, this is equal to 4 divided by what? 20. And this is equal to, wait a minute, let me just do it this way. Equal to this divided by 20, F4. It's not going to do that. Yeah. Y'all check my numbers. And then, of course, your cumulative frequency, which doesn't really mean anything. 4, 8, 11, 17, and what? 20. You add all those up, you get two numbers that are you call it, I can't think of what I'm thinking of, pertinent to the question, and the third number has nothing to do with it. This is N. This is 100% what all those are supposed to equal. And this number really has nothing to do with anything because you added up all these numbers. Okay? So I'm not a big fan of the cumulative frequency. So with that, let's go over to our question and type them in. Frequency. Did I do them right? Did I have 76, 79, 80? Oh, shoot. All right, y'all get the point. I didn't know it was going to go to 83. Y'all get the point. I messed that one up. It'd be nice if I read directions, wouldn't it? I'm just going to skip this one because I'm not going to try to answer it. Oh my Lord, what is this? I didn't know this was on here. What is a placebo? Yep. Describe the placebo effect. Now, who belongs to the treatment group and who belongs to the control group as a result? Good gosh, I can't read anything for all this. As a result, I done lost where I was reading. As a result, it is impossible for the experiments to link certain effects. B could be a possibility. Placebo effect refers to a situation in which the patient improves simply because they are receiving a useful treatment. It can sometimes be difficult or impossible to distinguish between effects that arise from actual treatment. C may be your answer. Placebo effect refers to when patients are placed in the, I would say C. Because they improve based on what they're what? Told. Okay? They believe. How can making an experiment single blind or double blind help? If an experiment is blinded, then any effect arising from physical factors should affect all groups equally. If the experiment is blinded, the sample will be more representative of the population. If an experiment is blinded, then differences between the control group and the treatment group are exaggerated. And if experiment is blinded, then the sample can be less representative of the population and data can still be used to make inferences about the population. So which one is it? I have no idea, so I'm going to say, hey, we'll see if I get it right or not. The scores for a certain intelligence test of intelligence are normally distributed with a mean of 90 and standard deviation. Find the 80th percentile. So find the 80th. So 90 minus 80. I'm sorry. 80 minus 90. Wait a minute. That's the inverse norm. I'm sorry. So you would type in inverse norm 0.8000. And then we're going to have to change it back into a z-score, or change it from a z-score. So we're going to have to use Oz plus mu. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the inverse norm. So second, bars, inverse norm, and it's the parentheses 0.8000. Somebody tell me what you get. 2 decimal places. 0.84. Okay? Now, you're going to take that z-score. You're going to plug it into Oz plus mu. X is equal to Oz plus mu. X is equal to, standard deviation is 16 times 0.84 plus 90. Somebody tell me what you get. 103.44. Everybody else get that? Everybody else get it? So that'd be 103. Next. The frequency table shows the number of daily newspapers born morning and evening in the country 1950 to 2010. Complete parts A through C. Click on, here's the frequency table. Okay, I don't know if you need that or not. State whether the data is qualitative or quantitative. Number of newspapers. Quantitative. Draw a bar graph. Let me go ahead and take this and let's see what my bar graph is going to look like. That ain't what I wanted. Guess I'll just have to. Or did they do they did a line graph. I'm sorry, let me redo that. Insert. Nope. That's not really what I want either. There it is. All right, so look what it's doing. It's got a little bit of a decline, and then in when? In 1980, what does it do? Drops off. What happened in 1980? Huh? Pretty much not computers. I remember when I was at West Side in 1981. I was in the 10th grade or 9th grade or whatever, 10th grade. And there was 3 computers in the typewriting room. And we took turns experimenting on the computer. That's on those computers. So 3 of us would go up there at a time and spend like 10 minutes on it. We had no idea what we were doing. Okay? But that's when you started seeing the internet. Not the internet, but computers. And then, of course, later on it just declined and declined. So you're looking for a middle point here, and then it starts going down. Pretty steady decline. So even, then drops. All right, so let's go back to our, which one? It's not this one. Why is it not this one? Because that says it's going what? Up. This one says it's what? Going up. So it could, I think it's this one, because it says what? A line chart. I think it's this one. Okay, from 1950 to 1980, it stayed fairly constant. It decreased in trend that continued through 2010. I would say A. Now you need to read them all, but of course I'm a guy, so I don't read them all. And I do half-ass. So during the 1980s, the numbers decreased from 1990. The numbers, I think, pretty much just A. Next. If a student does not complete a homework assignment or a test, what grade will be recorded for that assignment? I have to ask these questions because last semester my grade went down. I don't know why. My God. A set of data items is normally distributed with a mean of 60 and a standard deviation of 4. Convert to a z-score. 64 minus 50, I'm sorry, 60 minus 50 is 3. 3 over 4 is 0.75. Y'all check me. Next. If you have incomplete assignments and Hubert puts a 0 in for the grade, what will that 0 do to your grade? C. D. Yeah, same thing. In my Labs Plus, what does Gradebook do? If you take several forms of Hubert's test in Hubert's class, how is it counted? Bravo. Now I think I got 1.5 wrong. I know I got the one that I skipped wrong, and then the double blind, whatever. So I think I got those wrong. Oh, what did I do? Submit test? Oh my. I got this one wrong. What's that one? I thought I hit one peak.
Yeah, but it's the other one I think.
I disagree with that. And the only reason I disagree with it, do they give you a median? Do they give you a middle? Do they? So how do you know where the middle is? Oh, I see it now. I didn't see that one. You see that? I didn't see that one. That's why I thought it was normal. You got to look at it. My mistake. All right, what else did I get wrong? That was 6. Is 23 the one I didn't do? Yeah, that's the one I did, but I did it wrong. I wrote down the wrong question. Oh my gosh, how did I get that wrong?
Oh.
103.
It's always just around us though.
Yeah, it did. What did I get? Y'all remember what I got that one?
103.44, so that's down.
I got what?
103.44.
And I went up instead of down.
No, you went down, and it wanted you to go up. Cause you answered 103, and they answered 104. Wrong. Yeah.
I don't see how that could be wrong. Okay. I would count both answers on that one, 103 and 104, because it says round to the nearest whole number. If you get 103.44, what's that answer? 103, because it says round to the nearest whole number. Now, if it said round to the nearest next whole number, no, it couldn't. That should be 103. Oh well, I'm not going to fuss about it. And 28, that's the blind. Oh, I got the blind one right. I can't believe that. We need to go look at that and see what the answer is. This one, what did I get? Oh, I didn't put negative. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't put negative.
I was in a more questions last night, and ones like that, if I put like one was like negative, it'd be positive.
No, you got to take 57. I did it backwards. It's 57 minus 60.
Oh, okay.
57 minus 60 is negative 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you plug in the numbers, I just was doing 60, 57 in my head. I was doing it in my head. The whole point is y'all need to see the test. Y'all just saw the test, okay? That's the whole point. All right, now, what happens after I do the test? I tell y'all what. When's it due? So here we go. Well, as soon as I can get out of all this crap. Oh, my God. All right, assignment manager. Change due dates. The test starts 9/25. I'm just going to put 8 o'clock just so it'll look good. And I'll start it tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And it will last until, what's tomorrow, Tuesday, the 3rd, at 11:59. What else do I do? Now the homework. Let's see. What sections is it? 5 and 6? 5A, C, and between packing up and the hiccups, I think I can make it. Okay, 5E, 6A, 6B, and 6C. Okay. And we'll shut that off. Let's see. I started the test on tomorrow, so let's see. Tomorrow's when the test starts. I'll give y'all till and put it there, and update. And when you go back to your calendar, it should have it. Look at there. It's a miracle. And the test is not up there. Hold on. Class don't end till 12:35. It's not assigned. It's supposed to do that automatically. Now when you go to your, there they are. Okay, who's got questions? Let me pull up the, how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many's usually here? Who's not here? I don't know the other person. I know he's not here. Who else? Last name. His first name's Brantley? Huh? Okay. Who? Barbie. Yeah. All right. Y'all get out of here. Have a good day. Turn the thing off.